Hello and welcome to Shanghai. I'm Wang Ying.
Hello there, I'm He Jian. In July 2024, the Dongtan National Nature Reserve in Chongming was officially added to the list of UNESCO World Natural Heritage Sites, the first of its kind in Shanghai. Every year, millions of migratory birds stop here on their journey, but as local communities rely heavily on farming, the growing birds population has brought new challenges. Stephen Rancourt takes us there to see what's really happening.
当时这个现场是发现2只挂着这个鸟的干尸，
这个飞起来，嗨呀呀一片，全是看不到天的。
被一个鸟群过来跟我一样嘛，基本上1年白干。这部分损失是由谁来承担？
一旦有发现捕鸟往来，我们立即会报给区里的农业部门。
公安机关呢，对他们这个强制的手段上面缺乏一定的法律的指引，
所以这就成为崇明生态保护的一个很重要的课题。
Four of the world's major bird migration routes cross China. In the East Asian Australasian Flyway, over 90% of migratory shorebirds spend time on the country's east coast. In 2024, you could find approximately 1,500 bird species in China, making it one of the most biodiverse places for avian life. More than 600 of these are migratory, accounting for around 20% of the world's migratory bird species.
东滩鸟类国家级自然保护区有记录的鸟类已经超过300种了。
Dongtan National Nature Reserve is on the eastern tip of Chongming Island. The wetlands here play an important role in protecting local wildlife. Every year, millions of migratory birds stop here on their journey, and populations have been steadily increasing in recent years.
太多了，这2年真的鸟很多很多。这里我大概养了10年，14、15吧，那2年的少，每年鸟会增加多。
But as the people of Chongming rely heavily on farming, new challenges arose in terms of finding a balance between ecological protection and the livelihoods of the local population.
据统计，2021年到2025年期间，累计受害面积达到2.9万亩次以上，直接经济损失达到1585万元，部分田喹甚至绝收。
全世界在保护鸟，不可能叫鸟不生存。当然我能拉这个线呢，就对我损失肯定少一点。
In response, farmers tending fields and ponds outside the reserve began seeking bird-friendly methods to protect their crops.
Stephen, look at here. You can call it net or string. It's transparent and soft.
Yeah.
And farmers use this to prevent birds falling through.
因为鸟的翅膀一打开，会碰到线，它自动就走掉了。所以说，等到螃蟹长大的时候，鸟吃不到的时候，我们就把这个线就收掉了。
But the conflict is that the bird netting lines is transparent, so the birds can't see it clearly and they may bump into it and sometimes they get hurt.
The Wildlife Protection Law went into effect on May 1st of 2023. It explicitly bans the use of bird-catching nets as hunting tools. However, the difference between a bird-catching net and a bird-deterrent net is somewhat unclear.
So is there now a clear standard as to what is a bird-catching net and what is a prevention?
To be honest, I think so far there is lack of the definition between two kind of nets.
其实对于这个防鸟网或者是捕鸟网、误网的治理啊，最大的一个难点问题的话，就是对这个怎么样认定这个产品是捕鸟网，怎么样的一个标准是缺乏的，
所以导致了呢，我们行政机关在执法上可能是存在一定的难度。
But experts recommend using nylon or polyethylene in material and in bright color, such as green, red, and yellow, and those nets can be easily identified by the birds. And also, the wire diameter should be longer than 1 millimeter, and the mesh size should be adapted to the size of local bird species. And the second is about installation.
Liu Yi is an officer with the People's Procuratorate of Chongming District. If the Procuratorate identifies a violation of the public interest, it first issues a recommendation to the relevant administrative body, urging them to fulfill their responsibilities. If the issue is not addressed, the Procuratorate can take the case to court. This is called procuratorial public interest litigation. But to address wildlife protection issues at the source, starting in 2024, procuratorates across Shanghai have also maintained close communication with e-commerce platforms to ban the sale of illegal products.
These pictures were captured from the comment section in the online stores. And you will see there are a lot about to say about bird hunting. And this buyer commented that it is very good.
非常好, I can
yeah.
see that.
And the seller understands what you really need. Just to buy it directly. It's the dark one. After receiving our notice of reminder, the platform immediately blocked the videos and removed the illegal content. And to avoid happening again, the platform improved its review strategies.
像我们现在有一些就是平台做得好的，你如果就是搜索捕鸟这个违法词的话，进去以后它直接就是跳转到了公益宣传的滤网的链接。
As if now, nearly 20 million non-complaint search attempts have been systematically redirected to the Green Web Initiative interface.
Other ideas are also being put into practice. Since migratory birds typically stay in Chongming from November to March, some farmers suggested adjusting planting and harvesting schedules to reduce losses. But since migratory birds still need food, certain companies and government departments have been working together to create feeding areas to meet their needs.
So this right here is a buffet for the birds, where they can stop and get a bite to eat as they pass through the area on their migration. Around here, there are no nets, no barriers, no nothing.
这是岛屿红养的实验基地，这边是个刚才说的暂养塘，这边是个候鸟栖息地补充地。我们目前是在做一个示范基地和一个探索的过程。
Other ideas, like using drones and loudspeakers and strobe lights in order to scare the birds off the crops and ponds, have been tried, but these are also very expensive and most farmers can't afford that.
So we have also been urging the government to research and implement compensation for wildlife damage. Meanwhile, we also encourage insurance companies to offer relevant products. You know, Chongming is an important stop of bird migration routes. So the key point is to find the balance between livelihood and the biodiversity. That's what we also call like harmonious coexistence between human being and nature.
As China has this unique and important system of procuratorial public interest litigation, and we have seen, well, it's more of a institutional advantage that prosecutors could actually take quick actions to address the issue.
And so they can actually go after, government agencies, but also, businesses. You mentioned e-commerce platforms, the factories, individuals, anybody really who is violating the law. And so that's a very helpful backstop.
所以崇明的这个实践的意义呢，它其实是不止于中国应该说对整个世界去探索候鸟保护包括防鸟网、捕鸟网的规范和治理，有我们重大的贡献。
So I think there is a relatively simple solution that can be found. It will take time to find out the exact specifications for those nets to meet these requirements, but I think once that's done, it will be a great example of environmental leadership in China, because no country has really done this as yet.
As we can see, Dongtan Nature Reserve and the rest of Chongming Island have been on a decades-long journey. Whether it's managing invasive species, opening up to the public to actively foster harmony between humans and nature, or even working towards restoring entire ecosystems. And this island and its inhabitants are committed to becoming a true ecological haven.
Moving on to Shanghai A to Z. Pet owners can now reserve pet transport services via the 12306 app due to a new pilot program on specific Beijing-Shanghai high-speed rail routes. The service is now available on 10 G series trains operating between 5 stations. If your pet cat or dog is in good health, weighs less than 15 kilograms, and has a shoulder height of 40 centimeters or less, it's eligible to ride. It will ride in the crate with you on the same train, but in a separate compartment. The crate will be stored in a designated cargo section that has air circulation, humidity, and oxygen monitoring, and an odor control mechanism. Railway staff will monitor the pets and offer water. Feeding the pets during the journey is not possible currently, and owners will not be allowed to check their pet during the trip. Follow these steps to book the service. 1. Open the 12306 app and go to the pet transport section. 2. Make a reservation at least 2 days in advance. 3. Bring your ID, train ticket, and a valid animal health certificate. 4. On the day of travel, visit the China Railway Express counter at your departure station with your pet to check it in. If you've got a question for us, you can find us on all the socials.
We'd love to hear from you. You can find all our content online as well, and join us here on Dragon TV Monday to Friday.
Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.